So it's been a while since I posted anything on this channel, and kind of got the idea yesterday to kind of recap and relive the first gig I ever did. I thought this would be an interesting topic for a video. Probably back in like 2015, 2016, something like that. First band I was ever in, it was like a indie rock band, and I met up with the dude on Craigslist. We talked, kind of exchanged things, whatever. Ended up getting that gig after auditioning for a ton of gigs for years and not getting them. So just like practicing and stuff like that, and then obviously getting better. And then I eventually landed this gig. We had been playing together for probably like 3 months or so, and uh, we got hooked up with this show at a place called Slim's Last Chance in South Seattle. My best bud actually set the show up with like a group of people that we had been hanging out with for a while. Kind of a weird lineup because we were like indie rock and the rest of the show was like punk and like heavy-ish kind of music. So that was kind of an interesting thing. Yeah, we've been playing together for probably like 3 months. We were sort of ready, maybe not fully ready at that point. We had songs, we'd been working on for, the length of the duration of us playing together, which wasn't very long at that point. So we probably knew about 2 or 3 months out that we were gonna play that gig. That was gonna be our first, and we were all super nervous. The only guy that wasn't was like our kick-ass guitar player who had played a shit ton of gigs, and he was like, "Yeah, this doesn't matter." But for three out of the four guys in the band, it was our first gig ever. And I'd played in front of people in like high school and stuff like that, and marching band and like performing like percussion ensembles and stuff like that. But I'd never like played a show, so that was fucking terrifying to be quite honest. The weeks leading up to it, we were practicing a ton, you know, trying to get at least to the point where we felt comfortable playing these songs in front of people. I remember being super nervous, probably the most nervous I've ever been. The weeks leading up to it, I remember watching fucking Whiplash like every single night for like 2 weeks before the gig and like practicing every single day, listening to the songs over and over again or the recordings that I had taken from rehearsals and stuff like that. So the weeks leading up was very nerve wracking. Getting to the day before the gig, we practiced. I think we took like a 3 hour block at a rehearsal studio that we did hourly, and we just played through the set probably two or three times, and like we got to the point where we were all just like, yeah, we're good. We all kind of looked at each other and we're like, yeah, this is this is ready to go. So day of, super nervous. I always had a hard time eating the days of shows because I would just have that kind of nervous knot feeling in my stomach. At least early on, it got to the point where I wasn't getting nervous anymore for gigs, which was kind of shitty to be honest. Like, because that kind of comes from, oh shit, people are watching me. But that eventually kind of lost, a couple years into playing gigs. But day of, I remember I was super nervous. Like a random thought, a random memory that I had was like, I was broke as shit. I was working at this fucking terrible job, and I only had like one good pair of jeans, and the zipper was fucked up on it. And so I was like, the whole time I was thinking about everything else, like remembering everything, not fucking up in front of people. But also, I was like, oh, dude, what if my zipper comes down, man? This is gonna be so fucking embarrassing. It's gonna be like one of those situations where like you think it's a dream, right? Like that's that fucking nightmare dream you have. But like that was just a random thing that I remembered, and I remembered like at the time I smoked cigarettes too. I was just like chain smoking cigarettes before we started playing, and I think I had like a couple beers to kind of take the edge off a little bit, which I did pretty regularly when I played gigs. Not always the best decision because sometimes I overdid it for sure and like played particularly sloppy sets when I was well, when I had too much to drink before I played. But I had a couple beers. We're about to go on, and our main guitar player, the lead singer, the guy that put the group together, wrote all the music. He's like panicking. I can tell he's panicking, and we're all super nervous. I'm particularly nervous, like setting everything up, and it's the first time I've ever done it. Right? I've never played a gig. I've never set a kid up on a stage like that. It was a pretty small stage as well. But our guitar player freaked out. He thought his amp wasn't working, and so he had me go over to like one of the other bands. It's like, hey, can we use your amp? Our guitar player's is just blue, so like we don't know what to do. Eventually, like the sound guy came on stage and like flipped it on or something like that. Something super easy, super simple that like he just overlooked because he was nervous, right? So that was kind of funny. And we're about to go on. The place is actually pretty full. Like the venue is, I would say, halfway full, which that place can hold quite a few people. So a lot of people there. It's really nerve wracking. And so like we go on and we just sail through the set. Everything is totally cool. Everything is chill. We play all the songs like we did at rehearsal. We did the same thing. We did kind of scheduled breaks between songs to try to talk about the music and how we're like a new group and everything. And actually, I backlined with my kit that night, so two other bands used it, and then the last band used their kit. So we play the set, everything's cool. It's such a relief by the end of it. And then second band comes up. They were kind of like we were the opening band, obviously, and they were kind of like a ska group. So it was kind of like a cool transition from us to them. And then they play the set, and then everything kind of shifts over towards more of like a heavy-ish feel to it. It's more like punk, like hardcore kind of shit. And so everyone in the band that I'm in, they all bounce. They all get the fuck out of there because they're like they know shit's about to get real. And I don't think any of those guys really wanted to be around for that kind of music, the more like aggressive stuff that I dig personally. I mean, shit. So I thought that was kind of funny. I was actually the guy that was in charge of getting the take from the door because we shared it as four bands for that gig. So at the end of the night, it ended up being just envelopes for every band. That was like we actually got paid pretty decent. I think it was $100 each. We, like I said, the venue was pretty full, so it was full when we got there. It was completely packed by the time the second and third band were going on, and the last band came on. Local band, one of my favorite drummers, played an awesome set. It was really cool to see them, especially like playing that gig because I had just seen a show there like a year before. I think it was actually that same band, and I never would have thought a year later that'd be my first gig. And also like thinking about it right now too, like that was actually the last gig that I played as well with a band called Unite One, this reggae group that I was with. That was the last show I actually played with a band. Was at Slim's Last Chance in Seattle. So it's kind of weird thinking about that. Like my first gig was there, and then my second gig was as well, or not my second gig, my the final gig that I played. So back, my shit is freaking out right now. Yeah, kind of going back to that memory, I thought that'd be kind of a cool subject for a video. I haven't posted in forever on this channel. I kind of want to get back going, get back into it. So, subscribe, like the video, comment, ask, like leave a comment and ask a question or like maybe a topic for a video or something like that. Because I have a really hard time coming up with topic ideas. They kind of just pop in randomly. So, thanks for watching the video. Have a good day. Peace out.